Welcome back to another video on my channel. It's another day, it's another video. Sorry I've been a bit sporadic recently, been very busy at work, but I'm back now trying to give you some more videos. And this one's a bit differently. I'm going to rank my top 10 favourite ever footballers. Before I do that, please do subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Comment below with your top 10 favourite footballers or your thoughts on my list. Drop a like if you enjoyed it. And subscribe for loads more football comedy videos like this one, parody songs, sketches and shorts. Hit the bell so you get notifications when I do a new video. And if you sign up to my Patreon, I've just done my ranking video just for my patrons to get exclusive videos like that. You get named below every video and you help support the channel going forward for a couple of quid a month. So please do sign up if you like these videos. Right, let's get into it. I'm going to, in no particular order, I'm going to say, I think. Or maybe I will. No, do you know what? I am going to do them in order. So at number 10, although obviously the nature of the video is I love all these players anyway, but at number 10, in my favourite ever footballers is Francesco Totti. Now, I think he's one of these guys that no matter who you supported, and when I was a kid, I was really into Italian football, and that will become apparent in the rest of the list. I was not a Roma fan at all, but he was so good, so mercurial, one club man, an absolute, diehard Roman. But some of the goals he scored were just unbelievable. I think he's one of these. He's very cool. He had absolute 90s cool as a man going into the 2000s as well. I think impossible to hate. No drama around him. No mess, just got on with playing for Roma, the club he loved. We can all appreciate that, and scored some brilliant goals. Was a great player. So I think he's one of these players that no matter who you supported, you can fall in love with. So for me, number 10 in my list is Francesco Totti. Number 9 in my list, again, another player who, and again, this is going to be, I am 39, so like these will be players from that kind of era. There's a few more recent ones coming up. Is a player that I didn't support this team at all, in fact, far from it, but I think it's difficult to hate. Thierry Henry. Maybe if you're a Spurs or United fan, but you have to admit he was one of the best players that ever graced the Premier League. What a player. Absolutely superb. Just glided through, scored some amazing goals, effortlessly cool as well, and has gone on to be a decent and cool pundit as well. So again, like Totti, I think someone very difficult to hate. So number 9 in my list is Thierry Henry. I'm realising, looking through my list, I've only got one English player in this list actually, which is interesting. But anyway, number 8 in my list is a Spanish player, and it's Raul Gonzalez, I guess, to give him his full title. The Real Madrid legend. I was obsessed with this guy when I was younger. I wore number 7 on my back when I was playing football because of Raul. Fantastic player. What a goal scorer. Incredible left foot. Yeah, he was one of the best players of the late 90s, early 2000s. I, lucky enough, got to go to the Bernabeu a couple of times to go and see him play in the early 2000s, and that was an absolute dream. So Raul is number 8 in my list. Number 7 in my list is a Brazilian player who dominated in the early 2000s, and that is Kaka, who was absolutely superb for AC Milan. I had a long sleeve AC Milan shirt with Kaka on the back, I think, which is long gone. Don't know where it's gone, but he was absolutely mercurial. As you can see, all these players I'm picking are attacking midfielder / forward players. That's the position I played as a kid. I wanted to be all these players, and Kaka was just superb. I remember his performance at Old Trafford against Man United when he absolutely tore United to shreds. He scored one goal that caused 2 defenders to fall into each other. So he was absolutely brilliant. Never quite did it for Brazil, which is disappointing, but at club level, he had it all. So Kaka, number 7 in my list. 6 in my list is another European player, foreign player, I should say. It's Yuri Djorkaeff. Now, people might not remember him. He did play for Bolton later on in his career and was very good. But for me, I remember him at Inter Milan in the mid-90s. He was superb. I had an Inter shirt with Djorkaeff 6 on the back. The moment I fell in love with him when he scored a bicycle kick against Roma in Serie A. Go Google it. Go find it up on YouTube. It's a great goal. And he was just superb. Again, an attacking midfielder, played in that sort of number 10, number 8 position. Absolutely superb. I don't think really got as much love as maybe he deserved throughout his career. Did play for France. I think won the World Cup with France and the Euros as well. Great. I tried to get my hair cut like him. He had a short buzz cut. Didn't suit me. But that's the only thing I could think against Yuri Djorkaeff, who's number 6 on my list. Number 5. This one's obvious. Another French player is Zinedine Zidane. This guy, I mean, at times he's been my favourite ever player. There's other players on the list that are more favourite for an obvious reason, but I don't think anyone's ever controlled a football or manipulated the ball like him before or since. I mean, is like ballet. It's like poetry in motion. Absolutely unbelievable. Obviously, it all ended sourly for him on the international scene with that red card in 2006 World Cup final. But you go back and watch some of his highlights. There was a film made about him in like the early 2000s, and it is like watching a ballerina. He is absolutely superb. So Zidane, number 5 on my list. Number 4 on my list is Wilfried Zaha at Crystal Palace. He thought to be a Palace player at some point. It's been an absolute joy watching him in the last, whatever it is, 15 years at Palace. most talented player I've ever seen at Palace, best player we ever had, scored some incredibly important goals. You know, Palace through and through, South London boy. He will whenever I think about football, he'll always have had a massive, massive part to play in it. Shame he's gone now, but everything has to end. And actually, maybe it's nice that we can just draw a line under his time at Palace and move on. But yeah, Wilfried Zaha, I mean, I've seen him play hundreds of times at Palace and score loads of goals. And that's why he's number 3 on my list. Number 4, sorry. Number 3 on my list. Number 3 on my list is another former Palace player, but played nowhere near as many games at Palace. In fact, was only there about a year. It's a guy called Matt Janssen. Now, if you're a Blackburn fan, you might remember him. Bolton fan, I think he played a couple of games at Bolton. He was a brilliant player at Palace. Only played for us for a season and a bit. Was very young. I was obsessed with him. He had 90s curtains. I grew curtains like him. I had the yellow Adidas away kit from 97-98 with Janssen 27 on the back. That's long gone as well. I've lost that. I was so obsessed with him. I bought a Blackburn shirt when he moved to Blackburn in 1999 with Janssen 15 on the back. I was obsessed with him. Again, a forward attacking midfielder, left-footed, mercurial, scored some incredible goals for Palace and for Blackburn. Unfortunately, he got into a motorcycle accident in 2002 and was in a coma and never really recovered. Had to learn how to play football again. It's a real shame. But yeah, I got to meet him once when doing a feature for Palace TV, and that was highlight of my career. Lovely, lovely bloke, great footballer. Yeah, my absolute idol growing up, Matt Janssen. And now we come to my top 2. Both were Italian players, both were players I was obsessed with in the early to mid-90s. Number 2 is Alessandro Del Piero, who of course is a Italy and Juventus legend. I had many Juve shirts with Del Piero on the back. I was obsessed with him. He used to wear little laces at the top of his socks to keep them up. I used to do the same thing. He used to wear Lotto boots, I think, or Adidas. I had the same ones. I tried to grow my hair long like him. I was obsessed with him. Great, great player. And obviously he went on to be a legend for Juve and for Italy. I did get to go and see him play at the end of his career at Juve in the Daly Alpi before they moved. And I think he scored like a last-minute free kick. Fantastic player. Gone on to be a fairly decent pundit as well, but he absolutely shaped most of the 90s for me. I was obsessed with Italian football, and I was obsessed with Del Piero. But my number 1 favourite player ever is the player that I was obsessed with before Del Piero, which was Roberto Baggio. Italy's greatest ever player, in my opinion. I fell in love with football properly the summer of 94 when Baggio single-handedly took Italy to the World Cup final. I was devastated I couldn't stay up and watch the final because it was too late in the evening. Obviously, probably for the best considering how it went. But the guy was my first real intro to football, and I was obsessed with him. Again, like Del Piero, I tried to grow a ponytail to look like him. It looked terrible. It didn't work at all on a 9-year-old English boy from Kent. But Baggio was just, I was absolutely obsessed with him. What a player. Yeah, incredible, incredible footballer. Iconic in his look, in the way he played, everything about him. So yeah, my first shirt was a number 10 Juve shirt because of him. And yeah, in my eyes, Italy's greatest ever player. So there you go. What do you think of my top 10? Let me know. Not many current players. Was I a bit harsh on current players? I intentionally avoided Messi and Ronaldo for obvious reasons. If you had to push me, I'd say Messi. But for me, they're 2 of the greatest players of all time. Maybe I'll do a video on that in the future. Let me know your top 10. Comment below. Like the video. Hit the bell. Join my subscribers so you get more videos like this. Let me know the next video to do, ranking video. And join my Patreon to get exclusive ranking videos and get your name mentioned below every video that I do. Thanks very much. Back tomorrow with another video. Until then, take care, everyone. See you again soon. Goodbye.